Whitecap fans, you can cheer on the best professional women's hockey players right here at Tria Rink. Whitecaps individual game tickets are on sale now at the Tria Rink box office for the playoffs, obviously, and on the NWHL website. Visit nwhl.zone to purchase your tickets today. Individual general admission game tickets are only $20 each. The Whitecaps would like to welcome and recognize the following sponsors: Dunkin' Donuts, the Migrate Group, Tria Orthopedics, the official healthcare provider of the Minnesota Whitecaps, DoubleTree, the official hotel of the Minnesota Whitecaps, Hansa Binder Printing, the official printer of the Minnesota Whitecaps, Tom Reed's, the official catering partner of the Minnesota Whitecaps, Goodwood Hockey, the official in-game and event provider of the Minnesota Whitecaps, McMillan Electric Company, official sponsor of all Minnesota Whitecaps power plays, Sauce Hockey, official sponsor of the Minnesota Whitecaps t-shirt Sauce Toss. We'd also like to thank our tremendous marketing partners. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineups first for the visiting Whale of Connecticut. Starting in goal from coaches are Mr. Jack Protz and Ms. Rhonda Engelhardt. The officials for today's game are Chrissy Langley, Melissa Doyle, Kendall Hanley, and Kelly Deneen. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and direct your attention to the west end of the ice surface. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your caps. And in the honor of the United States of America, please join international recording artist from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Ms. Kat Perkins, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Tria Rink here in St. Paul. Kelly Schultz alongside Alexis Pearson, the Minnesota Whitecaps final regular season home game in front of another sold-out crowd. Man, after yesterday, this is going to be a great hockey game here. The Whitecaps winners yesterday 2-0 against a Connecticut team that put up a great defensive battle.
Absolutely. Happy Sunday, hockey fans. I'm ready to go. I'm on my second cup of coffee for the day already. So if I can get up and get here and get ready for it, so can you. So hopefully everybody's tuning in to watch the Whale and the Whitecaps for their second matchup of the weekend. Like you said, a great game yesterday, a close game. I anticipate today is going to be just as exciting. We saw a good push from the Whale at the end of the game there, trying to get back in the game, get a goal, tie it up. They couldn't do it yesterday, but I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a strong performance in today's game, knowing how close yesterday's was.
Absolutely. And a shout out for Kat Perkins doing the national anthem. And of course, she participated in one of those TV competitions.
Yes.
I'm not going to mention any names today, but she's a fantastic voice and representing Minneapolis and St. Paul very well here today at Tria Rink. And of course, Julie Friend, that's the other star of today. Her very first pro start for the Minnesota Whitecaps happening here this afternoon, and for her, a 2015 graduate of St. Cloud State, Minnesota University in Minnesota here. Another Minnesota kid getting the limelight this weekend.
Yeah, you gotta love it. She came in relief for Amanda Levier earlier in the season in a loss to the Boston Pride. And so she's coming in tonight, her first start in the professional league, and so that's exciting for her. She's gonna have a tough goalie matchup against Rassinen tonight, who played incredible yesterday. So we'll see how the goalies match up tonight. I'm sure she's excited. The energy is high, the nerves are high. She knows her team won yesterday, and so I'm sure she's excited to put on a good performance for her team today.
Well, in that game against Boston, the Whitecaps, of course, lost that game 7-2. Julie Friend made 15 of 19 saves, giving up 4 goals. So we'll see how she does here against a Connecticut team who's also backstopped by a very good goaltender. Raisinen made 38 saves on the day yesterday, only giving up 2 goals to a Whitecaps team that has been scoring pretty well.
Yeah, we said it a lot yesterday. Raisinen was the MVP of the game. Despite the fact that the Whitecaps were the winners, she definitely kept her team in that. It could have easily been a higher scoring game. The Whitecaps put 40 shots on net yesterday.
Schofield trying to chip one toward the net there. Mankey just tipping it wide. Kept in by Boulier. She'll drive it around the back wall behind the net of Raisinen. Picked up at the blue line. And trying to clear it is the Connecticut Whale. They had to backpedal into their own zone. Only a couple of changes to the lineup today for the Whitecaps. In for Brooke White-Lancette is Callie Funk on that third line, left wing side. And Lauren Barnes in for Megan Payson at center on that third line as well. And the first save of the day by Raisinen there. And Lisa Martinson in on defense for the Whitecaps, in for Tanya Eisenschmied today. And they change up the defenders a little bit with Stauber and Rosenthal paired up in place of Eisenschmied. And Winnie Brown will be alongside Martinson. So that's kind of how things look for the Whitecaps here this afternoon. Connecticut not changing things up much at all. A little harder to do that when you travel. You can only really travel so many. Shipper. Nice push by the Whale. Barabo with a shot toward the net, just wide. Whitecaps carry the puck up the ice. Here comes Shipper in on the right wing side, right circle. Fans on the shot. Nice defensive play there by Colleen Murphy. Swept away by Hannah Beatty. Over to the near wall, picked up now by Curtis. Jonna Curtis had 9 shots on goal in yesterday's game here. Did not score, and it was not part of either of those 2 goals, but 9 shots, that's a lot of offense. 17:51 to play here in our first period. No score between the Whitecaps and Connecticut in game 2 of our weekend series. Thunstrom back behind the net of Raisinen, over to the near side. Slides it back to the blue line. Stauber into the corner. Quick release on the pass. Oh, the shot just tipped wide by Thunstrom. Trying to center it from the back wall. Looking for Callie Funk.
That was a really good opportunity. If she would have been a left-handed shooter, it could have been an easier shot. She was a little handcuffed by her right-handed shot, and that's why she couldn't get a good shot off.
Now back inside Whitecaps territory. Friend puts up the wall along the near post. Skating it back to the blue line was Razova. She couldn't hold. Now Aid comes up with it. She'll play it back. Carrying it toward the Whitecaps blue line was Jordan Brickner. Whitecaps will retrieve the puck. Steckline drives it all the way up the ice. That should be icing. So the Whitecaps with 2 shots on net, nothing yet for Connecticut, but they did have a close look there at that near post.
Yeah, and yesterday the Connecticut Whale were the team who had the better start to the game. They had a few shots on net early, and they led in shots for a little while in that first period before the Whitecaps got their feet under them a little bit more. So the Whitecaps now taking a turn to be the better team in the opening minutes of this first period. We'll see how it unfolds if the Connecticut Whale can get some more opportunities going.
Lovenjelm wins the draw inside Whitecaps zone. A shot, quick blast over there from Lovenjelm inside that right circle, and Friend comes up with her first save of the day.
The one thing, too, about switching your goaltender for the second game of a series is the Connecticut Whale saw Levier yesterday. They kind of started to get a feel for her. We saw at the end of the game they were getting a little bit more creative with the way that they were generating chances. Now they got a whole new goaltender, so you kind of have to readjust your game plan and get used to that new goaltender, so that can be a benefit for the Whitecaps here.
Here comes Brandt up the ice. A shot. Stick save made there by Racinen again. She's come up with some big saves this weekend. Flipped high as it was deflected. Boulier centers it from the back wall. That one went right through traffic. Picked up there by Brandt. Slid back to the blue line. Steckline with a shot. Blocked. Nice big stop there by Lovenjelm. She'll carry the puck back up the ice for the Whale. Over to the left wing side. Into the corner, now stolen away by Schofield. She gets stopped over there on that far wall. Back out at center, Orlando drives it right back into the offensive zone. Played by Friend to Boulier. Steckline. And broken out of the zone, here comes McGovern. McGovern with a shot. Big pad save made there by Racinen. She got a little help there defensively by Taylor Marchand, who kept the Whitecaps from getting the rebound shot. Centering backhander, and a penalty coming up here. It'll be, I believe, an interference call against Joanna Barabo. Got in the way of that shot.
We did see a lot of penalties yesterday and not a lot of opportunities then on the power play because of it, so we'll see how the Whitecaps are able to manage a little bit more open ice here early in the period after leading with shots on net so far 4-1. And yesterday we just saw a nice block shot there shortly before that penalty was taken. Yesterday, block shots and good goaltending was the name of the game for the Whale. It's what kept them in the game for the most part, especially with the Whitecaps having so many opportunities. And we'll see if they're able to do that again today. Blocking shots can be hard on your body, so we'll see how they handle that defensively today.
Both teams yesterday not capitalizing on the power play. The Whitecaps went 0 for 1. The Whale went 0 for 2 on the power play. Minute 45 left on the power play here for the Whitecaps. 15:04 left in our first period, no score. Whale able to clear, collected there by Brandt. She'll try to carry it in, and it popped back out into neutral ice, so she gets caught offside. Mentioned the shots on net yesterday. Curtis had 9, Hannah Brandt had 5, Schofield also had 5, and Amy Mankey had 6 for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Really the only shots on net yesterday for the Whale that really stood out were between Lovenjelm, Rogers, and Mrazova, who each had a pair, and then Lovenjelm had 3 of them.
Yeah, it's funny looking at the shots on net for the Whitecaps, knowing that of that list, only one of those girls was the one to score yesterday. So it just goes to show the depth that the Whitecaps have, able to roll up several lines and get opportunities from everybody.
1:01 left on the extra attacker. Nice shot taken there by the Caps. Picked up at the back wall. Schofield kind of lost an edge there. And it's misplayed. Back up the ice, the puck goes.
Solid penalty killing by the Whale so far. The Whitecaps haven't been able to get anything going. The Whale have cleared the puck about 2 or 3 times so far already, and Whitecaps haven't gotten any chances generated, really.
36 seconds left on the power play with the Whales' Barabo in for a cross-check. It actually wasn't an interference call. It was a cross-checking minor.
The Whitecaps also have had some trouble at the blue line getting the puck into the zone. They had the offsides call, and a couple times they've turned it over, and the Whale have just tossed it right back down the ice. And again there, as they try to enter the zone, the Whale jump on it right away.
That was a big play by Murphy, holding off the Whitecaps. 6 seconds left in the power play, and Minnesota really hasn't gotten much going here. McGovern skates around with the puck. She'll drive it into the corner. Curtis with it. Tries to go short angle or back door. Wasn't able to get the shot off. It was blocked. Looking at the stats yesterday, Alexis, you and I agreed there were a lot more block shots than we're given credit for the Whale anyway, in yesterday's stat sheet. They only had 4 on there. I know for a fact I
think I saw 4 in one shift at one point. So exactly. I don't know. I don't know if I trust that 100%, but they definitely were putting their bodies in front of shots. A lot of, they kicked out a lot of shots with skates. They got knee pads on a lot of shots and just were really throwing their bodies out there left and right, which is solid defense. It's confident defense. If you're willing to throw your body down, you're going to trust yourself that you're going to make that play. And so they played well defensively yesterday. We'll see if they're able to do it again. And now the Whitecaps take a penalty right after not having the greatest power play shortly before this. So we'll see if the Connecticut Whale are able to generate any opportunity here on a power play of their own.
Well, and in the box is Jonna Curtis. She leads the Whitecaps in scoring. That could be a tough one. We'll see if the Whale can capitalize on Whitecaps missing out with their key goal scorer. Oh, boy. Miscommunication there in the slot between Racinen and Brickner. Minute 42 left in the power play for the Whale. Rink wide pass. Now Murphy carries it in on the right wing side. She'll stop. Picked up, carried to the blue line. Mrazova with a shot, glove save made by Julie Friend.
Games can be won or lost on board battles, and there you see how easily it is where you think you have it in, on your stick and you can clear it out of the zone. All of a sudden it's turned over and they got a good opportunity. So it seems like a simple thing when a play is along the boards, but that can really change a game. If you're not winning those board battles, you're tiring yourself out and you're turning the puck over. You got to be careful on those plays.
On the face-off, puck is sent out to center. Carried right back in. Barabo tries to carry it toward the net. Got defended nicely there by Steckline. Minute 9 left on the penalty time to Curtis, who got called for a hooking. Kept in by Aid. Rink wide Rogers, top of the left circle. Shot flutters right through traffic. Came off the stick of Rachel Aid. And the Whitecaps able to clear it up the ice.
It wasn't a bad idea. There was a lot of bodies out front. I believe Friend had already dropped down to the butterfly position, so if you can get a tip on something, not a bad idea to try that shot.
The Whale have to regroup in their own zone. Up the ice, here comes Rachel Aid. Nina Rogers had it poke checked off of her stick right at the Whitecaps blue line. Now Brickner with it inside left circle. Blocker save made there by Friend. 25 seconds left on the penalty time to Curtis. Still scoreless here at Shria Rink in St. Paul, home of the Minnesota Whitecaps. Final regular season game. Another sold-out crowd. Seeing a good hockey game so far. Murphy's shot blocked there by Thunstrom. Back behind the net, a Friend. Brickner chases it. Steckline got to it. Now Shipper will clear. Out to center. Not far enough for the Whitecaps to really change up their penalty killers, but that won't matter because that penalty is done as Curtis exits the zone. Nice headman pass, finds McGovern. And on the left wing side, her pass blocked there by Murphy. Big defensive move by Murphy. Puck sits over at the far wall. Left-hand side. Whitecaps wearing their Sunday game day jerseys, black with white numbers. The Whale in the white jerseys with the green numbers on their backs. Razova drives the puck all the way up the ice. 10:16 left here in our first period, still scoreless. Long pass ahead, looking for Callie Funk. And it was intercepted back the other way. Houston looking for the pass. Barabo was being held up there.
Really good idea, but good tie-up by Rosenthal there.
Ooh, Whale have a really good chance at getting that puck as it was sitting right in the top of the goal crease. And somehow the Whitecaps got away with it. Here comes Callie Funk up the ice. She got stopped there by Houston. Now Barnes gets in on the action. She'll chase the puck down, drops it. That one's stolen right off the stick of Winnie Brown. Back up the ice, Martinson will collect it. The Whale going off on a change on that shift. Weren't able to get anything offensively going. They'll tag up. Anderson back on side. She'll chase it to the back wall. It's picked up there by Brown, who tries to clear. Now Thunstrom with some speed. She scored the game winner yesterday. It was only her second goal of the season. Backhanded toward the net. Lovignon lost her stick. Now Brickner sends it ahead to Anderson. Anderson chases, and that is icing. As the Whitecaps got to the puck first. 9:04 to play here. Shots on net 5-2 in favor of the Minnesota Whitecaps, but scoreless.
Yeah, already a pretty fun game. A lot of speed to the game, very back and forth. Despite Connecticut Whale only having 2 shots on net, they've had some zone time. Yesterday, it took a little while for the game to get going. It was mostly the Connecticut Whale at the beginning. It wasn't a very fast game. The Whitecaps didn't get a lot of opportunities. Today, it's pretty even.
Boulier with a shot. Big rebound given up. Another big save right there for Racinen. Wow, man, she's just been standing on her head all weekend. And that, like I said, that goal scored by Allie Thunstrom yesterday really was a pretty play. I mean, a goaltender, that's a hard one to defend.
Both the goals she gave up yesterday were tough. It was the second goal was more of a defensive lapse. The first one was just a good pass, and those are tough to save.
Steckline tries to keep it inside the zone. It was intercepted on the pass. Lovignon finds Emily Fluke. Fluke drives it off the back wall over to the near corner. Mrazova is there. In on the action was Rogers. Here comes Boulier. She'll try to break it out of the zone. That puck's going to get past Mankey. It just jumped her stick, and icing is called against the Whitecaps.
Even though the Connecticut Whale lost yesterday, I'm sure Racinen is probably feeling a little down. You know, she saw so many shots, and her team couldn't get any scoring opportunities going, and she's got to feel good about herself, though. I mean, she saw 40 shots yesterday. She only allowed 2. I'll tell you what, the save percentage on that is pretty good. So she's just got to keep her head in the game on this one and know that she played a good game yesterday. It's not her fault that her team didn't get any goals. She did her job as a goaltender, so hopefully she can play well again today.
I follow her on Twitter, and looking at her post today, she's pretty excited to be back out here. I don't think her head is down after yesterday. I think she realizes she kept her team in the game.
Well, that's good to hear, because that's definitely the attitude she should have coming into today's game.
7:57 left to play. Whitecaps with the puck. Steckline found Boulier. She'll carry it out. Rink wide pass finds Brandt. Brandt drives it high into the right-hand corner of the offensive zone for the Whitecaps. Back behind the net of Racinen. Orlando defending. Back to the blue line. Dauber, Mankey, and McGovern. McGovern skates it inside the left circle. Poke checked away. Nice big defensive play there by Mrazova. Kept in by Curtis at the blue line. Chipper with it. Her shot blocked. Another block there by Taylor Marchant. Still a scoreless game here at Tria Rink. Yesterday's first period went scoreless as well. We'll see if the Whale can hold off this Minnesota Whitecaps team right now, who's out shooting them 6-2 with 7 minutes left in our opening period. Back out to center. Puck will sail back into Whitecaps territory. Stauber is there to collect it. Houston, Barabo, Beatty, Murphy, and Brickner out there for the Whale, and the Whitecaps get caught offside on that play.
Yeah, we were talking about the play of Racinen yesterday and kind of what to expect today. And I'm sure if you asked her teammates, you know, hey, how did your goalie play yesterday? They'd say, we got to do more to help her out, in the sense that they have to score some goals as well. So I'm sure they recognize the effort their goaltender put in for them, and they're hoping probably to get a win, knowing that she deserved better yesterday in her play. So we'll see if they're able to get anything going. But like you said, yesterday's first period was scoreless as well. We saw the pace pick up later in the first period yesterday. This one's been pretty fast from the start. So maybe we'll see a goal before this first period is over. But nonetheless, each team has had some opportunities, but the Whitecaps have put more on net so far.
We talked yesterday how the season is coming to an end pretty much for the regular season part of it. The Whitecaps, with only 3 more games after today, they will play, or 2 more games after today, excuse me. They will play at the Boston Pride on March 2nd and at Connecticut on March 3rd, which should be a great matchup again between these 2 teams. And then the Whales still have 4 games left. That's where I was thinking. They are at Boston February 2nd, then host Boston February 24th. They have the Buttes on the 2nd of March, and then the Whitecaps to wrap up the season. So these two teams, well, I know the Whitecaps hoping to get a win here today to kind of help them in that. Right now they're in first place, but again, Boston has had their number this season.
Yeah, and Boston has 2 games on them as well, so the Whitecaps know that in order to secure that first place, obviously winning out would be option 1, but that's everybody's option 1. So option 2 is just to play well, hope you can get wins against Connecticut, where you've already beaten them a couple times this season, and then hope for the best against the Boston Pride later at the end of the season here.
Well, and it's also good for the Whitecaps to see how Julie Friend is going to play in case something were to happen, knock on wood, to Levier. I mean, they've relied a lot on Amanda Levier. She started every game this season except for this one.
That could be part of the reason they put her in today, too, is, you know, Levier played great yesterday. She didn't see a ton of shots, but she did her job. She got the shutout, their 2nd of the season. And so sometimes it's nice to get your second goaltender in there, get them some playing time so that if something does happen late in the season and you're making a playoff push or a playoff run, you can rely on your backup goaltender to come in and get a win for you as well.
Little line drive there from Callie Funk, and that found the glove of Mary Raisinen, the 5'7" goaltender out of Tampere, Finland. Played her college career for Robert Morris out of the College Hockey America Conference. And she's seen some good saves here this weekend against this Whitecaps team. Back behind the net, Schofield. 6 minutes left in the first, no score. Schofield back to the blue line. Oh, mishandled there by Boulier. The pass actually came out of the blue line off the stick of Steckline. Now here comes Brandt. Brandt moves in. Her shot blocked. Oh, nice big play there by Taylor Marchant, the Yale grad.
I think Brandt's getting a penalty. When she swung for the puck, she accidentally punched one of the Whale players in the face. Or maybe
I don't know what they're discussing something. Oh, the referee is over talking to the bench. The Connecticut Whale coaches are pleading their case.
Well, Hannah Brandt gave the shrug shoulder, what did I do, when the whistle blew. So I think she thought maybe she was getting a penalty too, so I'm not quite sure why the play was blown dead there. Could have been a hand pass.
Shot fired toward the net from the top of the circle. And the Whitecaps not able to keep it alive. Nice big play there by Kayla Menigan. To the back wall. Behind the net of Racing, and now over into the corner. Nazava breaks it out. Here comes Rachel Aid up the ice. And on the right wing side, she got blasted by 2 Whitecaps players. Brandt back to Steckline. Steckline plays it around the boards. Shipper is there. Tries to break it out. Brickner will keep it down low. Back to the blue line, Brickner with a shot blocked. Came off the skate of Boulier. Into the right side. Whale able to keep it alive. Nice big play there by Murphy. Just dangles and stick handles.
And they drew a penalty as well. The Whitecaps are going to get a hooking penalty. There again, I talked about it earlier, those board battles. They seem like a simple play sometimes, but when you lose them, you sometimes are forced to take a penalty because otherwise it's a clear shot on net or a clear path to the net. And there the Whitecaps opted to take the penalty and prevent the shot from developing. But those are tough ones sometimes, and you got to be able to win those board battles to gain advantage of the puck and give your team an opportunity to clear it out.
And McGovern will serve the penalty, I believe a hooking call. So that's the second penalty called against this Minnesota Whitecaps team. We'll see if the Whale can capitalize on their second power play of the day. Shots on net 7-3. The Whale with only 3 shots here, but they have, like you said earlier, a lot of zone time. Now Shipper with it, shorthanded. No one there. She'll play it back out to neutral ice. Stauber drives it all the way up the ice.
The Whale had a decent first power play. They didn't get that many shots on net. I think they only had 1 or 2, but they controlled the puck for most of it, which the Whitecaps weren't able to do on their power play. So maybe they'll be able to do something more on their second power play of the game here.
Barabo collides over in that corner with Rosenthal. Centering pass, Brickner with a shot. Big stop by Friend. Another big kick save made by the Husky grad.
Great read by Friend on that. She saw that pass coming. She squared up and got into position for it and was able to stop that. Otherwise, it would have been easy goal for that one.
Lovenhelm drives it right through traffic. Big stop. What a glove save. Julie Friend was being screened on that play, and Jordan Brickner sent that one high.
We talked yesterday about racing and seeing the puck really well. You could see the way her head was moving. She had her eye on the puck at all times. It seems so far that even though Friend has only seen a couple shots today, she's tracking the puck well. Like you said, she was trying to look around to screen on that one. Those are not easy saves to make.
3:35 left here in the first. Oh, another quick glove save. That one came off the stick of Razova inside that left circle.
Whale are doing a great job on this power play, developing some opportunities, trying to get bodies out front, try to get the first goal of the game.
4 shots on goal just in this power play. 55 seconds left on the extra attacker for the Whale. That's not bad when you can get that many shots on your power play. Murphy with the puck. She'll try to drive it up the near wall to Lovenhelm. Lovenhelm back to Murphy. The Whale try to cycle the puck around here on this power play. Good pressure there by Martinson. Blue line, Lovenhelm. Murphy now trying to find some space. She'll send it to the corner. Finds the stick of Brickner. Brickner tries to send that out in front. Big stop there by Hannah Brandt.
That was a really good idea. She was all tied up. Just throw the puck out front. She didn't have any of her teammates home to get a shot on net, but it wasn't a bad idea.
2:48 left, 8 seconds left on the power play. The Whitecaps. Jana Curtis with the second hooking call. They're back to full strength. She's out of the box, skates over to the bench. Whitecaps stick line. There's it to Funk. Her headman pass was intended for Barnes. The Whale had intercepted and sent it right back the other way. Houston, no, not able to control. Here comes Thunstrom up the ice. Thunstrom carries it right up the middle, looks for the shot. Oh, fanning on it was Barnes.
Ran out of room on that one. The play was really well developed. It was a good idea, but didn't have enough space to get the pass and the shot off, really.
Houston able to get it to Barabo. Driven back down into Whitecaps territory. They come up with the puck. Funk sends it ahead for Shipper. That one was tipped away. Now Murphy to Marchin. Ahead to Mrazova. Out to center. Fluke overskates it. I think she was hoping it would be picked up there by Nina Rogers and we get a whistle. I believe an offside. Offside call against the Whale at the Whitecaps blue line.
You know, you just heard the Let's Go Whitecaps chant going. You got to love that. Somebody asked me yesterday, he said, you know, do the fans get into it? What's the atmosphere like there? I said, they do. They boo when they should. They cheer when they should. They have a fun time. It's a really fun environment to be a part of.
Another standing room only crowd here at Tria Rink in St. Paul. It's so fun to see. Of course, we live in the state of hockey. It should be packed every game.
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
Exactly. Minute 15 actually left here in our first period, no score. Last night as I was walking to the Minnesota Wild game to catch the final period, I'm walking through River Center and they had a poster up for the Minnesota State High School girls and boys hockey tournaments. Mm-hmm. 25 years of the girls tournament, 75 years for the boys tournament. That tells you how much history there is within hockey here in Minnesota. That just gave me goosebumps.
Too. Yeah, it's a great place to be.
Whale trying to slide one toward the net of Julie Friend. Just missed, went back behind the net. Lovenhelm. Now Mrazova. Mrazova battling there with Chipper. Came out from underneath her. Here comes Curtis. Back the other way, a 2-on-1. Now a 2-on-2. Nice defensive play there by Marchant. And a kick save, or stick save made by Racinen. 23 seconds left in our first period. Houston comes up with the puck. She'll try to clear it. Stopped there by Hannah Brandt, who kept it alive. Now Schofield. That one was blocked by Marchant. Marchant alone has had like 4 block shots here in this first period.
She might need to ice up in the first intermission here.
And that does it for period number 1. And Shots on goal, 8-7, no score. Again, another scoreless first period.
We're sticking to Saturday's script here. We're saving all the action for later in the game. So another fun game. The shots on net were a little bit closer in this first period with 8 shots for the Whitecaps and 7 for the Whale, but a fun first period. Very back and forth. Opportunities for both. The last power play that the Whale had was some of their best opportunities of the game so far. So I hope the second period brings as much action and maybe a couple goals.
Looking at the shots on net, very balanced. Kendall Coyne-Schofield with 2 shots in that first period for the Whale, 2 shots from Barabo. So Joanna Barabo coming up with a couple of big shots for her team, I'm guessing, on that power play. And the Connecticut Whale, again, getting great play out of Racinen, while Julie Friend in her very first start also making 7 big saves.
7 saves so far. That's how you want to start. So she's played so well in her first period and her first start of the NWHL career for her. And so great start by her. And she's, like I said at the beginning of the game, she's going to have to play well when they've got a heck of a goaltender at the other end of the ice competing to stop the puck as well. So she'll have to keep up that play for her team throughout this game if they want to get the win today.
We're going to take a break and come back for the second period on the way. Still scoreless here after 1. You're listening to Minnesota Whitecaps versus the Connecticut Whale right here on the NWHL. Welcome back to Tria Rink here in St. Paul, Minnesota, the state of hockey. Here as we wrap up a fun-filled weekend in St. Paul. Of course, it was Hockey Day Minnesota up in Bemidji yesterday. The Minnesota Wild won last night. The Whitecaps got a 2-0 win here yesterday. Today's game, very important to the Whitecaps. They are now 9-4. They are up on the Boston Pride in the standings, but again, Alexis, you said it, the Pride have 2 games still on this Whitecaps team, and there's only 2 more games left for the Whitecaps after today.
Yeah, and we touched on it yesterday, but the Boston Pride are the only team in the NWHL that the Whitecaps have yet to beat, and they play them one more time in this regular season, and they could match up in the playoffs as well. So it's important that the Whitecaps get these points against teams they've already beaten, because that Boston Pride matchup at the end of the season is going to be really tough.
It is going to be tough. We have a scoreless hockey game here. Not surprised, because yesterday that first period was the same way. Goaltenders battling it out. Shots on net this after 20, 7-8. The Whitecaps with that 8 shots on goal lead. It'll be interesting to see what happens here in the second. I know yesterday we talked about how Connecticut's second period this season has not been their strongest, and that's when they gave up their first goal yesterday. And that goal came yesterday fairly late in the second period. At 16:08, it was Thunstrom who scored for the Whitecaps, and that got things kind of rolling. But despite the 2-0 deficit late in that third period, the Connecticut Whale had a barrage of shots and looked pretty good.
Yeah, and it was actually the second period that was the Whales' best period. So they had 8 goals coming into yesterday's game in the second period, and had only given up 6. Of course, they gave one up yesterday, so that's 7 now that they gave up in the second period. So normally the second period is very good to them, so we'll see if they're able to do anything today. They weren't able, obviously, to find the back of the net yesterday in the second period or the game at all, but maybe today we'll have a slightly different script.
Murphy with the puck inside of her own zone, trying to get away from Hannah Brandt and Schofield. Boulier tries to keep the play alive. Mrazova will come up with it. Breaks it out of the zone, but it's intercepted by Menke. Menke to Schofield, chipped away. Lovignon clears it. Lovignon with the puck, sends it ahead. Sounds like we've got a couple of people watching from over in Europe today. Of course, we got quite a few international players here. Of course, Racinen being from Finland, and you got Mrazova from the Czech Republic, and Lovignon from Sweden. Oh my goodness. Huge play there for Racinen. Some fans not happy. It sounds like should have been they're hoping for a penalty, I think. Chipper. Curtis carries the puck in. Nice poke check away. The Whales seem to be playing with a lot more intensity here in the second period.
Yeah, yesterday they had the better start, but then the pace slowed down for them a little bit thereafter. They weren't getting as many opportunities, and of course the Whitecaps were the only team to find the back of the net yesterday. But so far today, the Whale have kept their pace. They've had a steady pace so far all game. They've been getting opportunities. It's been pretty even as far as opportunities go, very back and forth. No one team dominating the zone for an extended period of time, and so maybe today they'll be able to find the back of the net because they've definitely had some opportunities so far.
Murphy and Curtis with a collision at the blue line. Puck sails back behind the net of Friend. Again, Julie Friend, the former St. Cloud State University women's hockey player, and getting her first start here has looked pretty good so far. Shot comes in, big pad save, another shot hit traffic right out in front, and that's going to be cleared away by Katie McGovern. McGovern sends it into the offensive zone off the stick of Racinen. She'll just smother it and hang on for a face-off.
You mentioned that we've got people watching internationally, and my dad texted me and said people also watching from Inver Grove Heights, a.k.a. him. So shout out to my dad for watching. Thank you for tuning in. But we love to get people from all over the country, or not even our country, from other countries tuning in. It's great to see that people are interested in the NWHL and wanting to spend their Sundays watching these games. We enjoy having you tuning in on the broadcast.
Not everybody is a football fan.
No.
17:36 to play here in the second period. Still scoreless between these two teams. It's been a great battle this weekend, all weekend long. And Now the Whale, they're certainly putting up a good battle here so far. Razova. You can't really look at their record. 2-7-2 on the season. You'd never know that by how they played yesterday or how they've played so far here today.
Well, yeah, even when the Whitecaps and the Whale met up last weekend on Sunday, and it was a 4-1 victory for the Whitecaps. We talked about it yesterday, but the shots on net were very close. It was about 34-27 shots on net, or 35-27. So the Whale were definitely getting their opportunities. They just weren't able to find the back of the net. Yesterday as well, they had some chances, so maybe today will be a little bit different. But like you said, it's kind of hard to take their record and show what kind of team they are because they played better than that.
Brickner with a shot right off the blocker of Friend. Picked up by Fluke. She's not able to hold. Murphy will get it back. Nice pass, finds Schwensfire. Sent out in front. Oh, Friend coming up with a diving kick save. Wow. Stacked the pads.
That was definitely her biggest save of the game. Really good opportunity by the Whale there, but she read the play perfectly.
Murphy with a big play at the blue line, keeping the play inside the zone briefly. Thunstrom will fire it ahead. That puck's going to sail all the way up the ice, and icing will be called against the Whitecaps.
She had a teammate on the other wing there, but the teammate was going off for a change, so unfortunately the pass went errant and all the way down to the other end of the ice. So the faceoff will be to the right of Minnesota netminder Julie Friend.
16:10 left here in our second period. Still scoreless at Tria Rink, the final regular season home game. I know, Alexis, you said when you were coming in there were a couple people that were trying to get tickets yet.
Oh, I felt so bad. They when I walked in today, there was two girls who were right in front of me, and they asked the ticket guy, okay, how much for a ticket? He said, we're sold out. And she said, you gotta be kidding me. But yeah, it's she was going to try to find some tickets online, so maybe she ended up finding some. Hopefully she's in attendance tonight, but it's tough. Yeah, if you don't get those early, they're sold out pretty quickly. So the Whitecaps have definitely done a good job of getting fans to the games, and they've been great fans so far this season.
Nice pass to Hannah Brandt. Brandt over to Schofield. Big save by Reason, and another shot. Oh, another save. And they finally wave off the goal. It looks like they're whistled to play dead. Brandt looking up at the ref, hoping that went in.
Well, the puck popped out on the other side of Racinen, and the ref, unfortunately for the Whitecaps, was behind the net kind of. I don't think she saw the puck pop out. And so there was a couple Whitecaps players who kind of threw their arms out like, oh, that wasn't covered yet. Really good opportunity. I don't know where the puck was for about 5 seconds of that melee, but it did end up popping out on the other side of the crease. So really good chance by the Whitecaps there, their best one of the period. But Racinen, again, just standing strong and keeping the puck out of the net for her team.
She has played phenomenal here this weekend, and it's hard to stop Olympic players, especially like a Hannah Brandt, who makes things look so easy typically, and a Kendall Coyne-Schofield. You got those two on the same line out there, along with an Amy Mankey, who was last week's Veda Player of the Week. Good luck stopping them. And Racinen has played so well this weekend.
She doesn't look like she's intimidated, I'll say that much. She's played great so far, and there she keeps the Whitecaps off the scoreboard once again.
Brandt collects pass. Goes back behind. Nice stop there by Racinen as she puts the wall up against that near post. Picked up by Mankey. She'll pass it out in front. One-timer by Schofield. Just tipped aside off the blocker. 14:58 left here in our second period. No score. Boulier, right wing side, skates it to the corner. She'll send it over to the left corner for Mankey. Back to the blue line, Steck line. Tipped around. It went off of the skates of Orlando to the back wall. Luckily, it didn't get tipped toward her own net. Seen that happen in other games. Anderson ahead now, out to center. Houston will drive the puck down low and peel off for a change. Brickner, Fluke, Schwensfire, and Murphy. And now Rogers also out there for the Whale. And Murphy collides with Curtis, and a penalty coming up against Murphy, I believe. No? What did they call?
I don't know. She looked like she was about to argue with the ref, but then they looked like they were just having a casual Sunday conversation, so I don't know exactly. She's getting a penalty.
And for the Whale, that is their second penalty called here today. Body checking the call against Colleen Murphy. Whitecaps have not scored a power play goal here this weekend. Shipper to the corner for Curtis. To Shipper. Near side of the left circle, rink wide pass. Brown back to Stauber at the blue line. Left circle, Shipper, she'll skate it to the middle. Over to the right. Hit traffic, nice block. Again, the Connecticut Whale putting up the wall defensively, helping out their goaltender. Brickner ties the puck up in the corner. 13:46 to play here in our second period. Shot deflected high by Brown. Minute 20 left on the power play. Puck is going to sail out to center. Stauber comes up with it. She'll play it to the center line for Shipper. Shipper being pressured there by Lovignon. Brandt and Shipper sent to the right corner. And now a shorthanded chance here for Connecticut. Fluke tried to drive it down low. I think she was looking for Mrazova. Steckline ahead for Mankey. Mankey carries it in on the left wing side, tries to drop it off for Brandt. That one just missing her stick. Brandt now at the back wall, Mankey. Back to the blue line, Steckline from Schofield. Schofield, one-timer, shot fired, big stick save, another shot, pad save made by Racinen. Steckline. You can hear the bench for the Whale excited about the play of Mary Racinen. Steckline drives it right up the slot. Nice big save. She was looking for the tip in. Brandt was sitting on the doorstep. Boulier, look at the Whale going down for those blocks.
I was just going to say, they both just collapsed. Not even a second thought. That is dedication.
Fluke and Orlando coming up big, trying to hold off this power play, and that'll do it. The Whale penalty kill has been outstanding this weekend. Boulier with a shot smothered. Racinen, another MVP performance here today.
Now we're seeing some action. This is what I like to see. Man, Racinen just standing on her head so far tonight. She's kept the Whitecaps off the board. They had a plethora of shots there on that power play, and even before that power play, they were really generating some chances, and she's done a great job. The Whitecaps went for the one-timer there at one point on the power play, which is the first kind of goal that was scored against Racinen yesterday, so the Whitecaps trying to get similar results, but she stopped that one.
Stauber keeps it alive, sends it down low back behind the net. Dunstrom will chase. Sent up the far wall by Aid of the Whale. Dunstrom tries to break it free. She gets stopped there on the wall by Mrazova. Now Murphy. Murphy fresh out of the penalty box. Her pass to Lovignon. Stauber bumped right into Lovignon along the near wall. Tied up. Callie Funk trying to get her stick in there, trying to jam it free. Lovignon as well. Stauber finally broken free by Mrazova. She'll find Brickner. Brickner drives it around the boards. Chipped around, carried out. Collected there by Thunstrom for the Whitecaps. She'll play it ahead. Lovignon stops it at the blue line. Off the ice. Rachel Aid. Lovignon. Orlando with a shot. High blocker save there by Julie Friend. 10:50 to play here in the second period. Almost halfway through our hockey game, still scoreless. Up the ice, here comes Funk. Her pass to Barnes is tipped away. Stauber keeps it alive. She'll skate it inside the left circle. Her pass to Funk. The shot just missed wide. Now McGovern. Chips it into the right-hand corner. Picked up now by Marchand. Marchand tries to clear. Fluke will get a handle on it. And the Whitecaps will steal it right back. McGovern inside the circle. Kick save made. Racinen coming up already with 18 saves here in this hockey game. She had 38 saves yesterday on 40 shots. Fluke has it stripped right off of her stick. Curtis sends it ahead for McGovern. Here come the Whitecaps back inside the offensive zone. The pass, nice tip away by Fluke. It was intended for Curtis. Now Murphy with it. Back the other way, Murphy. Her shot, kick save made there by Friend. Rebound sailed over to the far wall. And Brandt will clear it ahead. A 3-on-2 here for the Whitecaps. Schofield Oh, the pass to Shipper just behind her skates. Now Brown. Houston trying to get in on the action, tries to break it out. It was actually broken out there by Hannah Beatty. Picked up now by Schofield. She'll carry it right back in. Left circle. She goes high. That one was sent way high and wide of the net. Back behind the net of Racinen. Steckline over in the near corner for the Whitecaps. She'll try to break it free. Sends it to the back wall for Schofield over to the right-hand corner. The pass. Chopped away. Nice stop there by Brickner. Back to the blue line, kept in by Boulier. Her blast, a shot, and a goal. Wow, what a shot from the blue line. Amanda Boulier puts the Whitecaps up 1-0, 8:51 to play in the second period.
That puck had eyes. I don't think that touched a single person or stick on its way in. That was a laser from the blue line. What an incredible shot by Amanda Boulier. You could tell Racinen was frustrated. She just kind of sat there for a second after the puck went in. That's a tough shot to give up when you've played so well so far this game, but Amanda Boulier gets the Whitecaps on the board first after the Whitecaps have had an incredible second period here, getting many chances going towards Racinen.
For Amanda Boulier, that is her 5th goal of the season, her 10th point. A Watertown, Connecticut native, played her college career at St. Lawrence University. Kendall Coyne-Schofield will get the assist. 11:09 the time of the goal. Whitecaps lead 1-0 here on their home ice. Marchand tried to drive the puck into the offensive zone. It was blocked there at the blue line by Barnes. Carried in by Lovignol. Stopped there by Boulier, and she'll send it out to Thunstrom. Here comes Thunstrom, racing in with some speed. Thunstrom trying to take advantage of a shook-up Racinen. Racinen just covers the puck. Made that look a little easy. 8:05 to play here in the second. Amanda Boulier, an even strength goal at 11:09 from, well, they got Hannah Brandt listed on the live stats, but they gave it to Kendall Coyne-Schofield from down below. We'll see if they change that, but as of now, the Whitecaps lead 1-0. They also are out shooting the Whale 18-10.
Yeah, they've really separated themselves as far as the shot department and now the goal department goes. It was 8-7 shots on net after the first period with the Whitecaps leading, now 18-10. So the Whale have been on their heels a little bit more in the second period. They've still generated a couple chances, but the Whitecaps have definitely been the better team in the second frame.
The last time you and I were here, Alexis, that was a long time ago. It was the first weekend of December. Since then, there have been a lot of things that have happened in the league, including the draft.
Yes.
The fun story is that the Whitecaps picked up a couple of Minnesota natives. Their first pick that they got to pick this year in their first ever draft, or first real draft. I don't know if I want to call it a real draft, but they pick up Kelly Panic of the Minnesota Gophers. She's a senior this year. Has 11 goals, 8 assists. That was when this was released. I'm sure since then she's had a few more points than that, but a Minnesota native playing for the Gophers. She is coming to the Whitecaps next year.
Yes, and up in St. Cloud at the TV station up there when I cover the women's hockey team up there and they play the Gophers, I swear I always say Kelly Panic's name as far as a goal or a play or something. So I can tell you I've seen her do some good things at the U of M as far as the way she's played against my St. Cloud State Huskies. But I'm sure the Minnesota Whitecaps are excited to have her on the team next year.
Well, for the Connecticut Whale, they picked up Melissa Sam. Oh, I'm going to butcher her name. I know, and I know the radio announcer for the Quinnipiac team, and he's going to call me out. I'm sure he's watching. But Melissa Samoskevich, she's a forward playing for Quinnipiac, has 9 points in 17 games. And definitely what the Whale need is more scoring.
Yes, absolutely.
Here come the Whale back the other way. Oh, the pass just missing Lovignol. That would have been a nice little play there for Connecticut.
She could have potentially had a breakaway if the pass had connected.
7:18 left here. We'll talk a little bit more about the NWHL draft. That's just the first round. There were 5 rounds in all. Annie Pankowski went number 1, and she was the one I predicted. I spoke with Erica Ayala on her podcast, and we talked about the WCHA as a whole. And I know there's some great hockey players all across the board in every conference across the country, but WCHA has some of the, I think, the top 3 dynamic players right now. And the one I knew that would probably go in the first round was Annie Pankowski. She actually went number 1 and will be playing for the Riveters. She is outstanding, of course, an Olympian.
Right.
But it was fun to see her go first. And I've watched her play, and man, she's another one like Kelly Panic. Every time I call or broadcast a game against the Wisconsin Badgers, her name is there. So she redshirted last year because of the Olympic Games, and this year has just been so dynamic. So it'll be fun to watch her play in the NWHL next year. Of course, she'll be playing against the Whitecaps, so we'll see how that goes here.
Yeah, we'll see.
6:27 to play here in our second period. A 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. As the home team continues to roll. They've had some great big wins here at home. The only team that they've lost to here at home has been Boston. And they're the only team that they haven't beaten this season. They'll have to play them in the final game. Or one of the final games, excuse me. Their next game. Kept in by Mrazova. Nice little job skating around there. She'll send it to the back wall, collected herself. Brown defending. Whitecaps come up with the puck. Brandt tries to clear. And we get a big hit there just at the blue line. Must have been touched up offside.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's what the call looks like here. So we talked about people who are watching and tuning in. Somebody tweeted at me, Matt said, watching from my sofa in Madison, Wisconsin. Love the broadcast. A sofa sounds like a nice place to relax right now.
Exactly. That's where I will be after the
Yes.
game, watching some.
Probably taking a nap or something.
I'll probably be catching some NFL playoffs.
That too.
Absolutely. Driven into the offensive zone by Lisa Martinson of the Whitecaps. Elvinyalm looking to pass it out of the zone. Her pass not quite far enough. Finally broken out. Steckline ahead to Menke. Stopped there by Murphy. Menke. Elvinyalm steals. Now Murphy lost an edge on that play. Tries to get the puck away from Menke. Kept in by Menke. Barnes back to the blue line, Steckline. Barnes, left circle. Skates it back to the blue line. Drive it back into the left circle for Thunstrom. Thunstrom trying to cut between 2 defenders. Nice defensive work there, though, by Murphy and Elvinyalm. And shot taken by Thunstrom. Oh, does she have the puck pinned up against the... She did. It was pinned up between her skates and the post, wasn't it?
You know, honestly, I would need to watch that about 4 more times to see how that plan developed. That was a very weird shot. It almost looked for a second like it went into the net, and I believe it was Steckline who indicated that she gave the classic referee point that it was in the net. But I'm not sure. It looks like it did stay out of the net, but great play by Racinen to pin that up. Those are tough. Again, there was a play like that yesterday where somebody threw it out from behind the net. You just never know. It can go off the back of the goaltender. Those are hard for goaltenders to read. So good job by Racinen to understand where that puck was coming from and keep it out of the net.
The one thing they don't have here is instant replay.
Yes. We use our memories for that.
Yeah, and so the referees are outside
They're
of the
chatting.
penalty box chatting, trying to figure out where that puck was pinned. That's a tough call. That's the one thing I think that might change here next year. I could see them installing overhead cameras above the nets, but who knows? I mean, that's a tough call.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough from the angle that we're standing at to see on a play like that where the puck ends up, because the goaltender is right in front of us, and so if it popped behind her, she might be blocking our view a little bit, and that's kind of what happened. I saw the puck kind of go behind her. The refs are still discussing right now about what happened there. Steckline seemed pretty sure that the puck was in the net, and she was behind the net there. But sometimes it can be deceiving if the puck ends up on the outside of the net. It sometimes looks like it's in. Could have been in the equipment of Racinen for a second, so I'm not exactly sure. And like Kelly said, we don't have
There's no
highlight
instant
reels
replay.
or anything for us here
Oh, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. So they are going to count that as a Lee Steckline goal, I believe. Will it be Lee or Allie Thunstrom, I think, might have gotten credit for it.
I think Thunstrom's going to get credit for it.
Steckline will get credit for pointing to the net. So,
They're still Fluke is putting up a fight for the Connecticut Whale.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a weird play. I mean, and yeah, like you said, Raisonen's had an amazing game, and that's a tough, awkward goal to give up. It's not a good feeling as a goaltender when you've played so well, and it's a weird one that beats you like that.
Well, Fluke doesn't look happy as she leaves that conversation with the referees.
I'm sure the refs are going to come give an explanation to the coaches right now.
Well, like I said, there's no overhead cameras here for replay. And the referees, unless they called it a goal, there's no way to reverse it. Oh, now we've got video. We're going to watch it over to the left.
I'm talking to my sources.
I love it. Talk to your sources.
Oh, yep. So it went off the back. It rolled up the pad of Raisinen, went off her back, and into the net. So
there we go. Awesome. Okay,
very awkward play, an unfortunate play for Raisinen, but
tough break for the Whale. They find themselves down again 2-0.
I mean, Steckline did have the best view of it behind the net there, so the fact that she was the one indicating that it went in, I'm not surprised that she was correct on that statement.
Well, and Steckline, one of the alternate captains for this Whitecaps team, so she has the authority to approach the referees on a situation like that if the captain isn't on the ice. And give her credit. She put up a good fight. And the Whitecaps come away with their second goal of the game, and we'll see who they give that credit to. I believe it'll be Thunstrom. They have not updated the live stats with it yet.
You know what my dad always says about a reviewed goal? It means you get to celebrate twice.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. That's the best.
I was about to say, you know, we're winding down here on the second period. I was going to say, man, we're really sticking to the script. 1 goal in the second period, no goals in the first, but the Whitecaps are able to find the back of the net twice with still 4:43 to go in this period.
Well, and how about that, Callie Funk? They're going to give her credit at 15-10, her first pro goal.
She was not in the lineup last night either.
Nope. Allie Thunstrom will get the assist. Lauren Barnes will get the other assist. But Callie Funk, St. Cloud State University grad, of course, getting a goal to help out her former teammate, who's now her teammate here. 4:18 left in our second period. Whitecaps keep the play alive. McGovern tried to send it back to the blue line. Miscue there. Steckline will play it out at center. Back inside the offensive zone. Whitecaps. Jonna Curtis, bottom of the left circle. Skates around. Rosenthal over on that far wall. Shot fired. Stopped there by Racing. Another big save. They whistle that play dead. That puck wasn't even covered.
Well, now with 3:50 to go in the second period, the thing that the Whitecaps can maybe use to their advantage is I think they shook Racinen up a little bit on that second goal. You could tell she was frustrated right from the get-go, and then especially after the review, and they confirmed that it was a goal. So with a couple minutes still to go in this period, they might be able to shake her up a little bit more and get some more shots on net and see if they can get another one in, because she's definitely a little flustered, I think, at the moment.
You could see that while the referees were discussing. She was not happy about the situation at all. Brickner drives the puck down low. It'll be played there by French. She'll drop it off for Stauber. 21 shots on net for the Whitecaps. 10 shots on net for the Whale. Whitecaps lead 2-0. 3:20 to play. Another one of the Whale going down for a block. Rachel Aid. Stauber drives it down low. Racinen will hold it. Lovignon back in over the Whitecaps blue line. Lovignon trying to drive that one past Schofield. Racing after it is Anderson. Casey Anderson played her college career at Norwich, a D3 school. Now here comes Hannah Brandt. Brandt to Schofield. Bouncing puck. Bounces off the stick of Schofield into the right-hand corner. Blue line, Martinson. Martinson drives it high. Racing in, comes up with a quick glove save. 2:28 to play here in our second period. We're going to face off just to the blocker side of Mary Racenin. Mankey, as Brandt had won the draw, Mankey sends that one toward the net and it was sent wide.
Well, the tough thing for the Whale now is going to be trying to manage that balance between defending well against a Whitecaps team who's playing really well right now and trying to break into that lead before the third period starts. It would really give them some confidence they can cut this lead in half before the start of the third.
Sent out at center. Marchin drives it back behind the net of Friend. Schwensfire gets tangled up there with Winnie Brown. Minute 48 left in our second period. 2-0 Whitecaps lead. Whitecaps break it out of the corner. Brown turns it over. Shot fired. Big pad save made there by Friend. Puck sits loose. Fluke tries to get a piece of it. And that one will be carried out by Mankey.
Great job by the Whitecaps there. They had 3 players completely collapse.
Oh! Wow.
Okay, if Racenin was flustered before that, I guarantee she's going to be mad about that.
Yeah. Hannah Brandt went driving into the net. Racenin is down. The trainer is going to go running out there.
That was a very dangerous play. That's never what you want to see with a goaltender. Goalies are in a very vulnerable position because, one, they're not moving a lot, so they're standing still most of the time, and the movement they do have, it's not fast. And so when you've got a player coming in full speed at you and you take that hit, I mean, it's hard enough to get hit when 2 players are moving at the same speed. When a player is standing still like that and gets completely run over, that is a very unsafe play. And hopefully she's okay. She is moving around a little bit, but they do have the trainers out there checking on her right now.
Well, and despite all the equipment that the goaltenders wear, you'd think that they'd be somewhat protected, but she went back into that net, and who knows if she hit one of the pipes
That's
with
the
her
other
back.
thing too, yes. Yep.
You go driving into those, and the net's supposed to come off of its post fairly easy, but a
Yes.
lot of times you just never know.
Well, and referees do make a note to try to protect goalies in the sense that, there's a reason there's goaltender interference penalties and stuff like that, because the goalies are one of the most vulnerable players on the ice at mostly any given moment. And this is why, because it doesn't take much to run a goalie over because of how vulnerable they are. And players will usually go out of their way to try to stay safe around the goalie and not make those kind of plays, but it can be tough when you're going full speed sometimes.
Well, Racenin's been playing a great weekend of hockey here. She's already made 20 saves on the day. Brennan is her backup, the White Bear Lake, Minnesota native who played her college career at Quinnipiac, Laura Brennan. So we'll see if
she doesn't appear to be coming off the bench, but they might just be waiting to hear from the trainer if Racenin
is just shook or if she got the wind knocked out of her or
and
what.
Sometimes it's not up to the player. Sometimes the trainer will say, you got to come off. We got to check for concussions. We got to make sure you're okay.
Exactly.
So even if she is feeling okay herself, they might still take her off just to double check because they don't want to put any of the players in a bad position to get even more hurt than they already are.
Well, Racenin's slow to get up.
Looks like it might be something with her back, the way that they're looking at her and have her rolled over right now.
Well, like I said, if she went sliding back and hit the post, depending on where you hit that post, that not only will leave a bruise, but she could have hit a rib.
She is very slow to get up. That is not
a
what
good
you
sign.
want to see.
Well, she's going to get some help from a couple of her players. Good to see her get back up on her feet, but I believe they're going to put in.
Yeah, the goal. Then
Brennan
the backup is coming in.
Yeah, Brennan is opening up the.
Well, Racenin's got one leg up right now, so I don't know if it's maybe a lower back issue or if it's a leg, but she definitely is not. She doesn't have her left leg on the ice right now, so that is not good for the Connecticut Whale. She's been their MVP this whole weekend so far. They're really going to miss her presence, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, and hopefully after today it can be a quick recovery, but obviously you and I won't know what the injury is, but she definitely looked like she was having a hard time getting up off the ice.
That is tough to see. She has played so well here this weekend, Mary Racenin, and Laura Brennan coming in. She has not played any minutes yet this season, but has played or has been suited up. So again, the White Bear Lake, Minnesota native coming in relief as Racenin got knocked out of the game. Injury as the net came off of its post in a collision there.
That's such a scary thing too. I hate to see that, and
No, it's
you
never
just never
good.
know, and like you said, there's a lot of different ways she could have gotten hurt there, and so it's hard for us to tell exactly what it was that was causing her issues on that play, but could have been her back, could have been a leg. It didn't appear to be her head, which is a good thing, because that is usually the worst kind of problem that you could have. Is she, like I said, she seemed to be favoring the left side of her body, and it did appear as if they were checking out her lower back. So I'm thinking maybe it could have been something with the tailbone area. Of course, we're just speculating, but hopefully they get her checked out and she makes a full and quick recovery for the Connecticut Whale here.
Well, she's in good hands here at Tria Rink because they've got a great medical staff on hand. So if anything, at least, she's going to be cared for here in St. Paul. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope everything's okay. But Laura Brennan comes in, and we'll see what the Whitecaps do here if they take advantage of a cold goalie.
Yeah, send all your good wishes her way, and
Well,
hopefully put some positive energy in her direction so that she can make a good recovery and a safe recovery.
In time for playoffs or even next weekend. 1:08 left here in our second period. Shots on goal 22-11 in favor of the Whitecaps. Menke breaks it out of the zone. She'll carry it in. Menke inside the right circle. First save made there by Brennan off of her glove. Poke checked away there by Brickner. Carried to the back wall by Boulier. She tries to carry it right out in front, wasn't able to. Stopped at the blue line by Brandt. Sent back into the right-hand corner. Thunstrom will chase it over to the left corner. 31 seconds left in our second period. 2-0 Whitecaps lead. Now Barnes drops it back off in the corner. It was intercepted. Lovignol ties it up right out in front of the player bench. Now Steckline out at center. Her pass to Boulier. Flipped high toward the net. Stopped. That's a scary play for Brennan.
It looks like an easy shot. That is a scary play. When the puck drops right in front of the goaltender, you got to either make the choice to let it bounce and then stop it, or try to gobble it up as it's coming down. So looks like a tough play, especially for a goaltender who's coming in relief, who's only seen one shot other than that. So good job by her by keeping that out of the back of the net there late in the period.
End of 2 periods of play here at Tria Rink. We've got a 2-0 Minnesota Whitecaps lead. Again, a scoreless first period. Taking a look back on that second period scoring, it was Amanda Boulier, even strength at 11:09 from Hannah Brandt and Kendall Coyne-Schofield. So they did add Schofield into that mix for assists. For Boulier, that was her 5th goal of the season. For Brandt, her 7th assist. For Schofield, her 8th assist of the year. Then the Whitecaps would add on a second goal at 15:10, Callie Funk. That was the reviewed goal. That was also even strength. Allie Thunstrom and Lauren Barnes with the assist. For Funk, that was her first goal as a Whitecap. The Roseville, Minnesota native. And getting the assist was Thunstrom. Thunstrom with her second point of the weekend, her 3rd assist of the year. And then Lauren Barnes with her first point as a Whitecap as well. She had the other assist. So a couple of newcomers getting their chance of getting points here for the Whitecaps this season. Again, shots on net 16-4 there in that second period. 2-period total for the Whitecaps, 24-11. And sadly for Connecticut, they see their star goaltender, who has played so well this weekend, get knocked out of the game with an injury. And Barnes comes in to relieve her. Mary Raceinen played 38 minutes, 33 seconds here this afternoon, making 21 saves and 23 shots on net.
Pretty good statistics. That's going to be a tough loss for the Connecticut Whale if she ends up being out long term. We'll see how Brennan plays in this third period. She only had to make a couple saves at the end of that period, but hopefully for the Whale, Raceinen will make a full recovery. If we can get you guys an update on that injury at all, we will, but as of right now, Kelly and I don't know anything.
Julie Friend for the Whitecaps making 11 saves on 11 shots on goal in her first ever NWHL start for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Our second intermission, we will come back with the start of our third period in about 13 minutes. Here, 2-0 Whitecaps from Tria Rink in St. Paul. Welcome back to Tria Rink here in St. Paul. Whitecaps lead after 2 periods of play, 2-0. Kelly Schultz alongside Alexis Pearson, and we finally got an update on Mary Racenin.
Yes, we hunted down the medical staff. Thanks to them for helping us out, getting an update on her. They were actually still checking her out after that second period when we went down to check the first time, but they did come back and tell us that, thankfully for the Connecticut Whale fans and Mary Racenin, it's just a calf bruise. As of right now, that's what they've told us. So that's good news. There's no torn ligaments, no broken bones. It wasn't her head. We did notice she was favoring her left leg coming off the ice, and so they did confirm that it's a calf bruise. We did watch the replay from the wonderful social media people here who showed us how the play developed. It looked like Hannah Brandt went into her on her own volition. She wasn't pushed, which somebody asked on the live feed if that should be a penalty, which then I would say, yes, it should have been.
But again, they don't have replay to look at here.
And the play happened very quickly. It's easy for us to watch it slow down and say, yep, this is how it should have been. But
there was a Whale player that did go in with
her.
Hannah. And Hannah Brandt actually went head first into the one corner of the net. So I'm surprised she didn't come out a little dinged up on that play as well.
Well, and I believe the reason that the injury for Racenin is a calf bruise is because when we watched the replay, she was in the butterfly position when she got hit. And so if you can imagine in your head right now what a goaltender looks like in the butterfly position, and then imagine her just getting flattened, her legs get bent kind of funny as she's falling backwards, and I believe that's probably how that happened.
Well, and her left leg also went back into that post and knocked it off. So a lot of that, just the angle of how she got hit, and like you said, the butterfly position, that leg did get banged into that post pretty good.
And like Kelly said, after the injury originally happened, they do make the nets to come off somewhat easily so that when people do crash into them, as they inevitably do at some point in a game, that they don't get knocked out by running into the post. The post is supposed to get pushed off fairly easy to prevent injuries like that. But nonetheless, it's still a metal post. It doesn't feel good to run into it. And so I believe probably the combination of hitting the post and the way that her leg was bent when she was falling backwards is probably what resulted in that. So if you're a Connecticut Whale fan who was sweating in the second intermission wondering what happened, as of right now, we've been told by the medical staff that it's just a bruise on her calf, which is probably the best way that injury could have gone, because there could have been a lot worse things that could have happened in that situation.
Third period face-off won by Hannah Brandt. She'll send it back. Villiers, rink wide, out to center, driven into Whale territory. Razova tries to get it away from Steckline. Tied up there along the left half boards. Into the corner, Menke. Menke to Schofield. She'll skate it into the circle. That hit traffic. Razova with a block there out in front of the backup goaltender for this Connecticut Whale team, Laura Brennan. Another block. That shot came from the blue line off of the Whitecaps. Final period of hockey here at Tria. Whitecaps won yesterday 2-0. Today they have a 2-0 lead going into the third. Again, if you are just tuning in or wondering how Mary Racenin is, the Connecticut Whale goaltender, again, she was injured on a play that she went back into the net, pushed into the net as Hannah Brandt wasn't able to slow down her momentum. And Racenin with a calf bruise. So nothing torn, nothing broken, no head injury. That's a good sign for Racenin's family, friends, and for the Connecticut Whale.
So hopefully for the Connecticut Whale, she'll be able to come back fairly soon, possibly as soon as their next game.
Here comes a 2-on-2 for the Whale. A shot right on Julie Friend. Another shot, big stick save made off that rebound. And Julie Friend coming up with 2 quick saves there against the Whale. 18-18 to play here in the third. 24-13 shots on net. 2-0 Whitecaps. McGovern with a clear shot of the net off the blocker of Brennan. Whitecaps again. Curtis trying to make a move. A shot and a goal right through the 5-hole. Jonna Curtis adds to the Whitecaps total here, 3-0. Adds to her tally this season with her 7th goal of the year. She now has 14 points.
Yeah, she's the leading scorer for the Minnesota Whitecaps. She's also towards the top of the list in the overall scoring in the NWHL, and Brennan getting
pats on the pads by her teammates right now. That's a tough goal to give up, tough position to be put in after your starting goaltender played so incredible so far this weekend. She only saw 2 shots at the end of that second period. Really tough position to be in. You really start to feel for the team when things like that happen.
Thunstrom with a quick release. That one held on to by Brennan.
The good news for the Whales, there's still a lot of time left in this game. It's only a 3-goal game. It might sound scary, it might seem intimidating, but there is plenty of time left on the clock if they can start to develop more chances, and start to test Julie Friend a little bit more.
3-0 Minnesota Whitecaps. Another shot. Thunstrom went backhand. That one just slid wide. You could see Brennan try to shake it off. Razova to Lovignolm. Into the offensive zone. Oh, clanked off the left post. That by far the best look they've had here as of late. Lovignolm with a shot. 17:28 to play in our hockey game. Back out to center. Orlando flips it into the offensive zone. Waits for her team to make a line change. Fluke out there with her line. Now Schofield carries it into the offensive zone. Her rink-wide pass just missing Mankey. Fluke tries to get it away from Mankey. Kept in at the blue line, Stauber. Emma Stauber skates it over to the right circle. She'll drive it into the corner for Brandt. Tipped away by Orlando. And Brandt keeps it in at the blue line. Big play there by Hannah. Centering pass out in front. Nice stop there by Nina Rogers.
Yeah, great play by Rogers to read that pass was going to be coming from behind the net there, and she just tied up the Whitecaps player out front. Otherwise, she would have had a great shot at a pretty much wide open net there.
Mankey drops it off. Stauber with a shot. Did Brennan even get a piece of that, or was that wide?
It looked like it went off her glove.
Whitecaps leading here 3-0. A little over 16 minutes to play. Shipper will carry it up the far wall, sends it to Stauber. Back into that left corner for McGovern. Intercepted briefly there by Beatty. Whitecaps again with a shot and a goal. McGovern collects the pass from Curtis.
I don't think Brennan even saw that. The way that she reacted, there was definitely some bodies out front, and Whitecaps put home another goal.
And Curtis with her second point of the day.
Well, she led the team in shots on net yesterday with 9. Didn't find the back of the net. Now she has 2 goals in this game.
Actually, that was McGovern with the goal on this one.
Excuse me, yes.
So 2 points on the
2
day.
points.
But she does have a goal here today. And she set up McGovern perfectly out in front of that net. So, again, Curtis finally coming alive here. She's been a little snake bit as of late. 4-0 Whitecaps lead. Kicked away by Mrazova. Now Lovignolm will carry it out of the zone and up the ice into the offensive zone. Lovignolm loses her stick and lost an edge there.
That was like somebody falling on a banana peel. I think she stepped on her own stick about 3 times and crashed into the ref behind the net there, but she's able to help keep the puck in the zone for her team here.
Orlando into the near corner for the Whale. Sent toward the net, swept aside there by Friend. Marchant keeps it in at the blue line. She'll collect it again. That puck is sent away, and here comes Curtis racing back into the offensive zone looking for the pass to Shipper and a goal. A big pass there by Curtis to Shipper, and that's point number 3 on the day for Curtis.
And the floodgates are really open now.
5-0 Whitecaps with 15:03 to play, and what a tough break for Connecticut, because had Racinen stayed in the game, I think this third period would be a lot different right now.
It was a close game yesterday, a close game again today, even through that second period, and it was looking like it could be another, 1-goal, 2-goal game, depending on how this third period unfolded, but really tough break for the Connecticut Whale to have to bring in their backup goaltender in her first game of the season here.
3 goals here in this third period so far for the Whitecaps. So another setup there is Callie Funk was looking for Thunstrom. So the Whitecaps with Jonna Curtis goal unassisted at 1:57. Their second goal of the period came at 4:07. Katie McGovern from Jonna Curtis and Emma Stauber. And then at 4:57, Kate Schipper from Jonna Curtis. And Curtis with 3 points here in just this period alone. She's a dangerous player.
And the Connecticut Whale just drew a penalty. I think it's going to be hooking, maybe tripping. We'll see what the official call is. But the play happened to the right of Julie Friend as a Connecticut Whale player and Minnesota Whitecaps player were moving towards the back of the net. And there was a shove after the play by the Connecticut Whale player, I'm sure out of frustration at this point in the game.
Well, they're not matching him up, which is kind of surprising, but they haven't put the penalty on the board here. We'll find out why Amanda Boulier is in the penalty box. Roughing, checking, something. Shot fired there by Rogers is deflected. Mankey will clear out to center. Here comes Thunstrom racing up with 3 Whale on her heels. Back wall swept aside there. Rogers sends it ahead. Up the ice comes Barabo. Her shot sent wide. 14:08 left here in our third period. 5-0 Whitecaps. The floodgates, like Alexa said, have opened for Minnesota.
Well, and I'm a firm believer that it's not too late until it's too late. So there is plenty of time left in this game. But for the Connecticut Whale, if they do go on to lose this game, the thing for them is that you're just going to want to try to get some kind of momentum, some kind of confidence. Try to get a goal, maybe 2 goals. Get yourself a little bit of confidence moving out of this game, as I'm sure it's been very frustrating for them with the injury to their star goaltender.
1 minute left in the extra attacker. Here comes Schofield, shorthanded, a goal. 6-0 Whitecaps, 13:32 to play. Wow. And for the Whitecaps, though, this is the confidence that they need to move forward. Like I said, they have to play Boston one more time in the regular season. And that game coming up Saturday, March 2nd. That's after the All-Star break.
Yep.
And that one is on the road at Boston. And like I said, if the Whitecaps, now that they've found their scoring, can go into Boston with this kind of confidence, that's going to help them in the long run.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy game. There's no easy games. Every matchup is tough, and Blake actually made a really good comment yesterday. He said every team makes the playoffs. So if you think anyone's just going to come in and not put up a fight, right, it's not going to happen. So every game is hard, no matter who your opponent is, how many times you beat them or lost to them. And so even though they've had success against the Connecticut Whale, they're going to have a tough matchup against Boston coming up in just over a month.
Shorthanded goal by Kendall Coyne-Schofield, her 4th goal of the season. The Illinois native who played her career at Northeastern and also an Olympian. This Whitecaps team is stacked with a lot of scoring talent. 22 seconds left on the power play for the Whale. Nice centering pass right out in front. Oh, nearly tipped past Julie Friend. She kick saves that one.
Really good play there. Good idea on the tip. Almost fooled Julie Friend, but she had her eye on it.
Here's another shorthanded chance. Big save made by Brennan against Schipper. And Curtis tries to backhand that one, clanks it off the post, and somehow Brennan comes up with the rebound.
It went off the post. It went pretty much directly into the pads of Brennan. A fortunate play for her there, as that could have been very dangerous. Could have went off her back and into the net, but great opportunity by Curtis there, trying to tack on the extra point for the Minnesota Whitecaps today.
12:35 to play here in our third period from the state of hockey. And, of course, the Whitecaps with a 6-0 lead over Connecticut. Today in the Whale came into today with a little bit of confidence because her goaltender had played so well yesterday. Unfortunately, she got knocked out of the game with an injury, and it's luckily not a super serious injury. A calf bruise, if you missed us talking about it earlier. We did check on that for Mary Racinen. But for Connecticut, they were trying to snap a losing streak coming in here on the weekend. Trying to still snap that 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, my heart really goes out to Racinen and the Connecticut Whale. It's really tough because, like we said yesterday, the game ended on such a positive note for the Whale. Even though they lost the game, you saw them really put up some good chances. And coming into this game with a close first period again, even a close second period, I was really hoping to see a little bit of a tighter game, maybe see them get a couple goals here and make it interesting. But it's really tough to have to throw in your backup goaltender in a situation like that. And unfortunately for them, it hasn't worked out in this third period.
The Whitecaps just dominating here in this third period with 4 straight goals. The last one, a shorthanded unassisted goal by Kendall Coyne Schofield. That came at 6:29. So,
and now a high sticking penalty is going to be issued to the Connecticut Whale. So
Taylor Marchand heads to the penalty box.
Just adding insult to injury at this point. There's frustration from the Connecticut Whale, I'm sure, as far as, I'm sure some of them are not happy about the way that the injury developed, and frustration that this is how the third period is unfolded as well.
Stopped over there on the far post. Nice big play there by Brennan. Finally, they whistle it. You can see her frustrated, just throws the puck back out from the net. She had a handle on the puck for a good couple of seconds there. It took them a while to blow the whistle. Minute 51 left on the power play for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Back to the blue line, Steckline. Steckline over to the near side, finds Schofield. Back to Steckline. Bottom of the right circle to Brandt. Schofield's pass was blocked there. Nice big block by Beatty. Centering pass out in front. Stolen. Fluke drives that one up the ice, the captain of the Whale team.
Yeah, good defense again. They do such a good job of just completely collapsing in the slot. It makes it really hard to get shots through when there's bodies in the way of the path to the net. So that's one thing that's been consistent for them all weekend is their defense.
Back. Schofield centers it. It was centered from the back wall. Actually, it was Mankey who sent it out in front. Schofield tried to put that one on net, and luckily Brennan read it.
Yeah, good idea by the Whitecaps. Not a bad play, but like you said, Brennan saw that pass coming as they tried to sneak it through the crease there, and she covered it up, not wasting any time.
Minute 9 left on the power play for the Whitecaps. They have not scored a power play goal yet this weekend. They scored a shorthanded goal, though.
Yeah, they scored a power play goal, just wasn't on their power play.
Exactly. 10:45 to play. Whitecaps with the puck. Brown. There you go. Brown to Curtis to McGovern. And for McGovern, that's her second goal of the game. For Curtis, that is her third assist on the day.
Yeah, it was a slow-moving puck as it squirted through the pads of Brennan, but McGovern was in the right spot at the right time and was able to put it home nonetheless.
You could just see that. It was almost like watching it in slow motion. I'm sure Brennan probably wishes she could have that one back, but 7-0 Whitecaps, 10:39 to play here in our third period. And for the fans here in the stands, they are getting their money's worth this weekend.
Yeah, what a great way to spend your Sunday. And, it's always fun to see the home team do well if you're a fan coming in. And there's Connecticut Whale fans here as well, I'm sure, cheering on maybe some family members who play for the team. But nonetheless, it's been a good showing by the Whitecaps today.
Sent out of the zone. Razova comes up with it. Her pass is intercepted by Stauber. Kept out of Whale territory. Picked up now by Curtis. They're going to give that 7th Whitecaps goal. Whoa, big stop there for Brennan. To Katie McGovern from Jonna Curtis and Winnie Brown at 9:21 of our third period. 7-0 Whitecaps. Curtis not able to clear. It's kept in there by Razova. Poke checked at the blue line by Thunstrom. Now Anderson with it for the Whale. She'll carry it to the bottom of the left circle. Her pass was tipped away. Whitecaps will peel out of their zone. Here comes a 2-on-1, now a 2-on-2. Nice stop there by Lovniel. Marchand was able to get it over to the near side, and it was cleared up the ice. Rosenthal picks it up inside Whitecaps zone. Thunstrom sends it out. Orlando will drive it right back into the zone. 9:08 left here in the third. Whitecaps with a 7-0 lead. Tied up in the left-hand corner. Broken free. Along the near wall is Barabal. Driven to the back wall. Now over to the corner. Murphy gets tangled up there with Whitecaps Martinson. Minnesota not able to clear. Kept in. Murphy chases down Martinson at the back. Breakout pass. Finds the stick of Thunstrom. Here comes Allie Thunstrom. She gets poke checked off of it by Brickner. Nice defensive move there by Brickner as she didn't give any room to Thunstrom.
Yeah, Thunstrom had a really good idea, and she would have made the play too had Brickner not read that she was moving the puck the way she did and was able to break it up. So great play by Brickner to read what she was trying to do there.
Grant not able to get it past center. Drives it ahead into the offensive zone. Schofield bouncing puck all over the place. Schofield with a backhanded shot. Oh, smothered there by Brennan. Are they going to call that a goal?
Counting it a goal.
I thought she had it.
Well, it was a quick whistle, and I thought I didn't even see her really cover the puck, so I thought, okay, well, maybe it was in her pads. But then the Whitecaps players were reacting as if they had scored, and
it looked like she made the save. Now there's more discussion.
The red light did go off behind the net. The fans were celebrating.
They haven't
and
put
they're
the
doing
goal
the
up
face-off
there
at center ice, though, so I don't know exactly what's
going
happening
on
here.
Now the refs are down there talking to the scoring table. Are they putting it up on the scoreboard?
What an odd game this has been.
It's been an odd third period. The first two periods of this hockey game were so tight. Now all of a sudden it's the floodgates have opened for the Whitecaps and Connecticut. You just, if you're them, you're just kind of hoping this game would end at some point. It is 8-0.
Yeah. And if you're just tuning into the game now, this score is not indicative at all of how the Connecticut Whale have played this weekend. Granted, they haven't been able to find the back of the net, but they're coming in at a team sitting towards the bottom of the standings, only 2 wins on the weekend, playing a very good Minnesota Whitecaps team, and they put up a fight this whole weekend. And due to some unfortunate circumstances, they have to throw in their backup goaltender. Cold has not played a game all season, and that's a really tough situation to have to be put in. So a lot of people might argue, well, best teams find a way to win no matter of the situation. I'd like to argue that sometimes you have to factor in those circumstances that you really can't control, and that's kind of why today's game unfolded the way that it did.
So Kendall Coyne Schofield will get credit. Mankey tries to go backhand upper shelf, and that one missed high and wide. Up the ice, here comes Connecticut. Well, I will give Connecticut credit here. They have not laid back and given up yet. They still playing some strong offense here with a 8-0 deficit, 7:24 to play in the hockey game. You can't give up. You're playing pro hockey.
Well, and like I said earlier, you know, it's easy to want to just lay down and give up when you're losing by this much late in the game. But there's still time left in the season. There's more games left in the season. And like Blake said yesterday, every team makes the playoffs. You don't want to back into the playoffs. You want to go in fighting. You want to, you know, anything can happen in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen teams get upsets in every level of sports. It doesn't matter how well you played in the regular season. If you got into the playoffs, you have a chance at doing something in the playoffs. And so
absolutely,
for the Connecticut Whale, I'm sure right now the mindset is keep playing your game. Don't stop just because you're losing 8-0. You want to put a good showing in and show that just because you're down in a game, that doesn't mean you're going to give up, because there is more games to be played this season still.
Absolutely.
And they have several more than the Whitecaps do. They still have 4 more games, as the Whitecaps only have 2. So they could still rack up some wins later in this season and move on up in the standings a little bit, despite the fact that they have only won 2 so far.
8-0 our score with 7:09 to play. The Whitecaps dominating here at home with a 37 shots on net to 15 for the Whale. And again, the last goal, they gave credit to Kendall Coyne Schofield. She's got 2 on the day here. Katie McGovern also with 2. Brennan making an easy save there along the near post. So the Whitecaps had led 2-0 after the second, courtesy of goals from Amanda Boulier and Callie Funk. And then they come into the third period and have scored 6. Jonna Curtis, Katie McGovern, Kate Shipper, Kendall Coyne Schofield with 2, Katie McGovern with another, and Schofield added another as well. So, and Jonna Curtis coming alive there with all those assists and a goal. Just a crazy third period here of hockey.
It's been a very odd sequence of events, and it's worked out in the Whitecaps' favor, but it's never the way you want to see a game unfold when an injury results in the opening up of a game, and thankfully their goaltender, the injury is not as bad as we at first thought.
Nice play there by the defense out in front of Brennan. Stick handling there. Barabo sends it into the offensive zone for Houston. Now Mrazova. She'll try to chip it toward the net. Got poke checked away by Stauber. Razova. Now Marchin. Razova back behind the net. Tries a wraparound. Wasn't able to get it past Julie Friend. Funk. Sends it over to Shipper. Shipper will flip it high into the offensive zone. Funk down below the goal line. Now intercepted by Orlando for the Whale. Back out to center. Barnes will come up with it. Now onto the stick of Funk. Over to Barnes. Driven through traffic by Martinson. Whitecaps inside the offensive zone trying to set up another goal. Back wall. Razova will come up with it. She'll play it ahead. Up the ice, here comes Fluke. Skating it in. Tries to drive it. She goes down. That was a great effort.
I was just going to say, incredible second effort. As she's falling, she takes one more swing at it because Friend didn't have it covered up yet. So great idea by her. Just keep swinging at the puck. Hey, if you see the puck, you should be trying to shoot the puck. So it's tough sometimes to make the play from your back or your stomach, but she was able to get a second shot on net there.
8-0 our score. Whitecaps with the lead with just under 5 minutes to play here in our third period. Steckline drives it around the board. Schofield will carry it out. Flipped into the offensive zone, left corner. Aid tries to clear. Gloves and drops it. Gets a handle on it. It's tipped out to center by Anderson. Back into Whitecaps territory. It's picked up by Steckline. Now Brandt to Boulier. Up the ice, here comes Boulier. She'll pass it over to Schofield. Kendall coins Schofield with 2 goals here this afternoon. In a 6-goal third period for the Whitecaps. Back into the offensive zone for the Whale. Sent to the back wall. Murphy will collect it in the corner. Mennigan. Schofield got stopped by Barabo. Barabo tries to drive it toward the net. Whitecaps coming in to help out Friend. That was Hannah Brandt kind of playing defense there along that far post.
Hey, versatile. That's what you want to have in a hockey player. You got to be able to do it all sometimes.
Steckline. Lovignol somehow keeps that play alive. I don't know if she was waiting for it to get to the blue line, but now she'll pick it up. Wasn't able to center it as Schwenzfeier was over to her left. 3:14 left to play here in our hockey game, 8-0. Yesterday it was a shutout for Amanda Levier, the Whitecaps' normal starting goaltender. Her second shutout of the season and a 2-0 Whitecaps win. Today, Julie Friend, well, I'm not going to say it. There's still 3 minutes left. 8-0 our score. Whitecaps with the lead.
She has played well so far, though, when her team has been tested. And the good thing for her, like we said, as unfortunate as the way this game unfolded, as far as why the game unfolded the way it did, the good thing for Julie Friend is that she played a good game today, coming in on her first start of the season. So if they do ask her to play more games, with the few games remaining in the regular season, the playoffs, they know they can count on her because she did have a good game today.
And she has that experience now that you can't just throw a cold goaltender or somebody who hasn't played a game into the playoffs. It's better for her confidence to go in if she is needed at that point. So,
and your starting goaltender needs a rest sometimes too. They can't do it all, and they can't do it every day. So it's nice to be able to have a reliable backup goaltender.
You've got that right. 2 minutes to play here in our hockey game. 8-0 Whitecaps lead. Whitecaps with the puck out in front of Brennan. Kick save, stick save. Flipped high. So it was Rogers trying to clear. Kept in there by Shipper. One-timer. Oh, shot came right off of Brennan.
I think that fooled Brennan a little bit. It kind of hit her in the left shoulder. I don't think that's where she expected the puck to come in, and she was able to get in front of it and stop it from finding the back of the net, but she looked a little surprised when the puck did hit her.
Curtis is headed off for a penalty. It looks like it might have been I don't know.
The way third one of the night.
Yeah, the way that Nina Rogers went down. Yeah, she's I think that was a slash. She's favoring her right hand. We'll see what gets called on that one, but
everything hurts more late in the game.
yeah, absolutely, especially when you're down.
Especially when you're on the
8-0.
losing side of it, yeah.
Minute 39 left here in the third. The Whale will be on the power play to end this game. Brickner able to keep the play alive. Whitecaps trying to clear. Murphy back to the blue line, one-timer. Shot fired. Oh, trying to tip it was Emily Fluke.
They've tried the tip a few times tonight. It's been a good idea. They fooled Friend on a few of them, but haven't been able to find the back of the net.
Well, and they did that same thing to Amanda Levier late in the third yesterday. Just weren't able to capitalize. Brickner, blue line, circle. Oh, right through the 5-hole, but stopped there by Julie Friend. She comes up big.
She
Murphy.
definitely had it, but Friend was able to clamp down before it could find the back of the net. But again, a good idea. And cycling the puck a little bit on the power play. And even if they don't find the back of the net here, if they can finish this game strongly on the power play, that's going to bode well for them.
Well, both teams still over on the power play this weekend. With 1:06 left to play. Nina Rogers fires a blast. Oh, deflected high up and over the crossbar. Barabo tries to move in, shoots. That one came right off of the pads of Friend, and now up the ice. Here comes Thunstrom back the other way, going one-on-one against Barnes. A backhanded shot and a goal, 9-0. Another shorty for the Whitecaps, and Allie Thunstrom with her second goal of the weekend.
Just when I think she's going as fast as she can, she kicks it into another gear. I'm like, all right, there it is. That's it. She can't go any faster. And then it's like she's got one more speed, one more gear she hits. You could definitely see the speed skating history in the way that she moves because, man, is she fast.
And she's got great hands. Yes. So not only is she fast because she's a speed skater, but Allie Thunstrom knows how to play hockey. And she's absolutely fun to watch. And you give her any kind of space, and she'll do that
yeah,
same
good luck.
thing. Yeah, Brennan didn't have a chance on that one.
Well, no power play goals this weekend, like you said, but 2 shorthanded goals. It's not too often that you see that go the way that it did.
Nope. Oh, that was a nice shot.
Especially 2 shorthanded goals in one game.
Yes. Mrazova with a shot from the top of the right circle, and Friend gloved that one pretty quick. 30.7 seconds left here in our hockey game, a 9-0 lead for the home team, Minnesota Whitecaps.
And the Whitecaps are now at 41 shots on goal, which that breaks their tally total, or their, shot on net total from yesterday. So 81 shots on net this weekend so far.
Shot comes in from Brickner. Back wall. Fluke was trying to center it. 8 seconds left. One last shot here for Murphy. Murphy's shot comes just to the right of the net, right through traffic again, and the Whitecaps sweep Connecticut here at home. Whitecaps now 3-0 against the Connecticut Whale this season with a 4-1 win, a 2-0 win, and now today another 9-0 win. Both goaltenders this weekend for the Whitecaps with shutouts, and for Julie Friend in her first start, make 18 saves, getting her first pro shutout as well.
And these two teams will still see each other one more time before this regular season is over, with always the potential to meet up in the playoffs as well. So we'll see how that final regular season game goes between these two. I would assume Racinen will be back in net by that time. Hopefully, that's over a month away. So with the injury that was reported to us, I would assume she'd be back in net by that time. So it should be a fun matchup, another close game. We'll see what happens in that final regular season game between these two.
And as you can see, if the fans are still watching, Racinen not in the handshake line here. Obviously didn't make it back to the bench, but again, the injury not
as
nothing
bad
broken.
As it could have been.
Yeah,
yes.
Nothing broken, no pulled muscles. It was just a contusion on her back of her calf. So she'll be back. And I have a feeling that when these two teams match up again on Sunday, March 3rd, there's going to be some bad blood.
I was going to say, I anticipate maybe a feisty matchup when these two teams meet up for the last matchup of the season here. And like we talked about, the Whales still have a few more games to go, as the Whitecaps only have 2 remaining regular season games. The Whale have 4. So they could have tallied a few more wins by the time these teams see each other again. And like you said, with the way that this game unfolded, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit more of a feisty matchup in the last game of the season.
Well, for the Whale, it's going to be a tough road. They're at Boston Boston has played so well this year. They're the only team that the Whitecaps haven't beaten this season. February 2nd, the Whale will be at Boston. Then they host them on February 24th. Then they're hosting Buffalo. And then they wrap up the regular season against the Minnesota Whitecaps. So a lot of hockey left. All-Star break is the weekend of February 10th and 11th. I'll be in Nashville for that. I'm very excited. But the Whitecaps now improving their record to 10-4 on the season in their inaugural year. That is huge.
Not bad, if you ask me.
Not bad. Great representation of the state of hockey. Connecticut Whale, sadly, their record falls to 2-8-2 on the year. Again, looking at the goal scoring from today, Boulier got the scoring started for the Whitecaps in the second period. Funk added another one, her first of her career. Jonna Curtis with a ton of points there in that third period. She scored the first goal of the third. And then
pull out your calculators because we won't be able to do the math in our head.
And then tallied 1, 2, 3 assists. Kate Schipper had a goal. Kendall Coyne-Schofield had 2. Katie McGovern had 2. Allie Thunstrom finished up the scoring. 9-0 Whitecaps. 2 shorthanded goals. Let's see. One scored by Thunstrom. The other one scored by Schofield. Martinson got the assist on that last goal, by the way. We did not mention that earlier. So this Whitecaps team needed to find their scoring because they had kind of been hit or miss. They much needed it going into knowing that they had to play Boston one more time here this season because Boston had no trouble keeping the Whitecaps off the scoreboard. So looking at that, again, Julie Friend with the shutout here today, 18 shots. The Whitecaps put up 41 shots on net here today.
That's
and
81 on the weekend. That is a lot of opportunities being generated. And even though yesterday was only a 2-0 game, a lot of opportunities. And like we talked about a million times already, going into Boston, you need that confidence. So even though yesterday was only a 2-0 win, the amount of shots they generated, that's confidence. Today, obviously, a 9-0 win is going to do wonders to their confidence. And sometimes that's the most important thing you can have. If you got a little bit of skill and a lot of confidence, it'd be amazing how many times teams come away with a win in that kind of situation.
Absolutely.
So the Whitecaps will definitely have a tough matchup, especially depending on how Boston plays in the next few weeks as well. But it'll be fun to see how that game goes.
For sure. Again, final regular season game here at Tria Rink. They've sold out every single game this season.
Way to go, Minnesota. You rock.
Minnesota fans rock. Again, thanks to Blake Dudanis for joining us on Saturdays here during our broadcasts. Alexis Pearson. I'm Kelly Schultz. Alexis, it's been a blast. We hope to be back here for playoffs.
That would be awesome if we are. If not, we'll be cheering them on, and whoever they play against, it'll be really fun to see. I can't wait to see who matchups in the who plays who in the playoffs. It's going to be a fun postseason to see how those games unfold, and I'm excited for that.
Well, and everybody makes the playoffs. I know we talked about it yesterday. Number 5 will have to play number 4.
Yep.
Number 1 gets a bye.
Yep. 2 plays 3.
And number 1 seeded team will get
the winner of 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yep. So we'll see how that goes. Right now the Whitecaps are sitting in first, but like we said, Boston has a couple games on them, so there's a very good chance that they could drop back down depending on how Boston plays. But still a little bit of time left in the regular season, but until then, we'll keep an eye on the standings and see how those playoff matchups will go.
It's going to be fun. I know in the Boston Pride, we're supposed to play the Riveters. That game got postponed because of the horrible storm hitting out east, so we're thinking of all our friends out east. It's just going to be fun to see what happens here in the postseason.
Absolutely.
Alexis, thanks so much. Thanks to our crew here today and to yesterday's crew. We hopefully will be back here for playoffs from Tria Rink in St. Paul. For Alexis Pearson, I'm Kelly Schultz. Have a good night, everyone. Whitecaps win this one 9-0 in the final regular season game at home.